Okay guys, there is something that we have to focus on. It's something that many people don't consider when playing Supremacy 1914. But the truth is that this game is a maths game. If you don't understand the numbers, there is no way you are going to win. So in this episode, we are going to be covering the core idea of combat, the understanding of hit points, attack versus defense damage distribution, the 50 unit combat rule, and by the end of this video, if you're not already, then you most definitely will be a master at maths in this game, and you'll be going into your next battle wiser and more successful. So let's start off, guys, with the core idea of combat. And this is because in Supremacy 1914, battles are decided by maths. The player who understands hit points and damage calculations wins fights before they even begin. Now, combat depends on two very important things. If we select one of our armies here, let's go for a small one here. How about our 99th Infantry Brigade? In the bottom left-hand corner of this interface, we will see our hit points, and we are currently at 100, which is the maximum we can have for this current stack. If any of you guys are slightly more mathematically inclined, you might realize that means that each unit equates to 20 hit points, which is absolutely correct. If we take a look at the average unit, they have got 20 hit points. The next thing we have to consider is the attack/defense damage. This is how much damage your army deals every combat round. Now, what is a combat round? I hear some of you guys ask. Well, basically, let's say my ally Spain, let's say I wanted to attack them and I was going to have a war with them. Well, I would go and I would press attack and I would go for the attack. However, my troops would not just throw themselves in and go on a suicide mission. They would go methodically in waves, and this is what I mean when I talk about combat rounds. The faster the round, the more often these happen, but typically they'll happen every somewhere between 10 minutes to an hour depending on your game mode that you're on. In the context of this infantry brigade, our attack strength is at 20 and our defense strength is at 25, which means if we get attacked by, let's say, this unit in the sea right now, well, their attack strength is 8.4 and our defense strength is 25, so we would win that war, especially considering our hit points, i.e. our health, is at 100 versus their significantly lower 80. So fundamentally, by looking at all of these figures, we are higher in every single bracket, and therefore we would win the battle. This is the most important thing that you guys should be looking at with any kind of interaction in Supremacy 1914. Now, your hit points are a very interesting thing because they get stacked. This means that my brigade of 4 units here will have a lower hit points range of 80 versus the 100 hit point range of my larger infantry brigade over here. This gets scaled up massively depending on what you've got in your stack. So, for example, our absolutely massive stack here, our 7th Army group, well, we have got just over, believe it or not, 90,000 hit points, which obviously absolutely dwarfs our small little infantry brigade of 120 here. So it's very important to realize and remind yourself that let's say you had a relatively small infantry brigade like this, all you would need to do to increase your hit points a bit and therefore increase your health pool would be to maybe add in a tank, a few armored cars, maybe a few cavalry divisions as well, and that would make a world of difference to this attacking or defending stack. The importance here comes from the fact that large stacks survive longer because their total HP pool is larger. On the contrary, your attack and defense damage does not get stacked infinitely. There is a limit, there is a cap that is drawn from an average of all of the troops within your stack here to give you an attack and defense range. As you can see, regardless of that, regardless of the fact that there is a cap and it doesn't just go on infinitely like our hit points, it is still significant at 520 compared to an average of around 24 that you would see with a typical smaller brigade. Your damage is applied every combat round, so that's something very important to consider as well. And so a quick calculation you can do is to take a look at your damage depending on what stack you're looking at. Maybe it's the 128 here or the 520 here, and you have to divide this by the HP of your enemy, and that is the number of rounds, give or take, needed to kill them. That's the rough calculation I normally do, and gives me a bit of insight into how long these attacks are going to last, because sometimes you might look at a province that you like the look of. Let's say we were trying to go for Naples here, and I would think to myself, okay, if I send my troops over to Naples, it's going to take 4 hours. I'm going to have Naples in 4 hours. But the reality is that as soon as you get there, there is going to be significant time spent actually having to attack this country. And that is all down to your attack damage, alongside your enemy's hit points. The next thing we're going to talk about is damage distribution. This is a really important hidden mechanic in the game, and this is because damage is spread across a stack, not one singular unit, which means your infantry act as HP shields and your expensive units will survive longer inside stacks. And what this basically means is that if I'm wanting to send out an attack with a tank, maybe a couple of tanks and a few armored cars, this would be a very unwise decision. This is because your HP stack would be relatively low for the damage that these units can inflict. And so the best thing you could do in this situation is add a few, probably a good few units if you had them, of just standard infantry divisions. And this would make a big difference, letting your soldiers and your tanks survive for longer and therefore providing more damage to your enemy. Your infantry absorb damage first, protecting your tanks overall, generally speaking. This also means that, let's say we were attacking this massive stack over here, it's not like we would take out their infantry and then their balloons and then their armored car and then their cavalry. We would deal a bit of damage to each of these, slowly breaking them down all at once. Next, we're going to cover the 50 unit combat efficiency rule. This is one of the biggest maths concepts that you're going to have to consider in this game. And this is the fact, and you've got to listen very carefully for this because this is something you have to remember. Only the top 50 units will deal full damage. And that fully explains why our enormous army group here, with so many hit points, compared to something like our infantry brigade here, for example, deals a relatively low 520 damage, especially when comparing this brigade that deals 24 damage. I mean, look, I have got 6 units here, 3,800 units here, 24 damage here, 520 damage here. Like, I've got over 500 times more troops in this stack, but my damage isn't 500 times more than this. And that is because it is your top 50 troops or units within this stack that deal maximum damage. As we can see here, the 50 most powerful units deal damage and the additional units deal no damage. They are purely there as meat shields, hit point shields basically. And so that is something very important to consider. They still add your HP, however they contribute reduced damage. And so mega stacks like this, more than anything, are HP tanks, not pure damage stacks, and this is something to remember. Overall, maths in this game comes down to 2 key metrics: your hit points and your damage, both on attack and defense. If you're able to master this, not even master it to be honest with you guys, because most people don't know the intricacies of these numbers. So as long as you are better than the average player, which you will most definitely be if you continue to follow this ultimate tutorial series that I'm giving you guys on YouTube, then you will most definitely become a better general in the long run and start winning more wars. If you guys have any more questions about hit points, mathematics within this game, then you are more than welcome to leave comments below and I will be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Whilst you're there, make sure you leave a like if you enjoy Supremacy 1914 content and you want to see more. And do hit subscribe if you enjoy this content so you never miss out on any more Supremacy 1914 videos. Thank you so very much once again for watching this very quick tutorial, guys, and I will see you all on the battlefield, generals, very soon.